If your dog follows you everywhere, to the kitchen, the couch, even the bathroom, you're not imagining it. And it's not random. Many people call this a Velcro dog, a dog that simply refuses to let you out of their sight. Some owners think it means their dog loves them more than anything. Some people find it a little annoying, and some actually worry that something might be wrong. And here's the interesting part. All three of those can be true, depending on the dog. Because when a dog follows you everywhere, there's always a reason behind it. Today, we're going to break it all down. Why dogs do this, what it really means, when it's completely normal, and when it might actually be a sign that something needs your attention. And to understand it, we need to start with something most dog owners never stop to think about. Imagine this. You get home from work. Your dog loses their mind at the door. You walk to the kitchen to grab some water, they follow. You sit down on the couch, they follow. You get up to grab your phone in the other room, they follow again. You go to the bathroom and close the door, and suddenly they're scratching at it or sitting right outside waiting. Now here's the question most people never actually ask. Why? Because the automatic answer most people give is simple. They love me. And yes, that's definitely part of it, but love alone doesn't fully explain this behavior. Because if it were just love, every dog would follow their owner in exactly the same way. But that's not what happens. Some dogs follow only one specific person in the house. Some dogs only do it at certain times of day. Some dogs suddenly start doing it out of nowhere. And some dogs do it so intensely that it starts causing real problems, both for the dog and for the owner. So if it's not just love, what is it? Let's go through the real reasons, one by one. Reason number one, you are their whole world. This might sound dramatic, but for dogs, it's actually true. In the wild, dogs and wolves live in packs. They don't naturally spend long periods alone. Being close to their group is what keeps them safe. And in your dog's life, you are that group. You're their main social connection, their source of comfort, and the center of their daily routine. So when you move, they move. Not because something is wrong, but because staying close to you simply makes sense to them. It's instinct. This is especially true for breeds that were originally bred to work alongside humans. Herding breeds like Border Collies or Australian Shepherds, sporting breeds like Labradors and Golden Retrievers. These dogs were literally designed to stay near a human and work with them all day. So when they follow you from room to room, they're often just doing what their genetics have been telling them to do for generations. Reason number two, you are the source of good things. From your dog's perspective, almost everything good in life comes from you. Food, walks, playtime, treats, attention. Over time, your dog's brain builds a very simple connection. Where my human is, good things might happen. So naturally, they stay close. This is also why many dogs follow their owner more during certain moments of the day. Right before dinner time, right before the usual walk, right after you pick up your keys. They're not just following you randomly, they're anticipating something. Their brain is basically saying, stay close, something good might be about to happen. Reason number three, you make them feel safe. For a dog, the world can sometimes be confusing or overwhelming. Loud noises, strangers, new smells, other animals, even changes inside the house can create stress for some dogs. And when a dog is near you, that uncertainty drops. You are their safe place. So if something stressful happens, a thunderstorm, a visitor in the house, or a sudden change in routine, you might notice your dog following you even more closely than usual. That's not random. That's your dog looking for security. You can actually test this. The next time a storm rolls in, watch your dog. If they're already a dog that tends to follow you around, they'll probably stick even closer when the thunder starts. That's them going straight to the place where they feel safest. Reason number four, they're bored. This one is more common than most people realize. Dogs need both physical exercise and mental stimulation. When they don't get enough of either, they start looking for something interesting to do. And the most interesting thing in their entire environment is usually you. You move around, you make noise, you do unpredictable things. To a bored dog, following you is basically entertainment. It's their version of watching TV. This is especially common in high-energy breeds. If your dog follows you everywhere and seems restless, chews things, or gets into trouble, boredom might be a big part of the reason. Reason number 5, you accidentally trained them. This one surprises a lot of people, but it happens all the time. Every time your dog follows you and you respond by petting them, talking to them, or even just looking at them, you're reinforcing the behavior. From your dog's perspective, following you works. It gets them attention. Even negative attention, like telling them to stop or gently pushing them away, can still reinforce the behavior because it's still interaction. Dogs repeat behaviors that work, and if following you gets them attention, they'll keep doing it. Now, this doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It's almost impossible not to respond when your dog is standing right there staring at you. But it does explain why the behavior sometimes becomes stronger over time. And now here's where things get really important, because there's a big difference between a dog that follows you because they feel connected to you and a dog that follows you because they're actually anxious about being without you. The first one is normal. The second one is called separation anxiety, and it's a real condition that causes real stress for dogs. A dog that's simply attached to you might follow you around the house, but they can still handle it when you leave. They might watch you go, maybe wait by the door for a few minutes, but eventually they relax and settle down. A dog with separation anxiety is different. When you leave, they panic. They may bark or howl nonstop. They might destroy furniture or scratch doors and windows. Some dogs refuse to eat when their owner is gone. Others may even have accidents inside despite being fully trained. And here's something many people don't realize. Following you constantly around the house can sometimes be one of the early signs of separation anxiety. Not always, but sometimes. So if your dog follows you everywhere and struggles when you leave, that's something worth paying attention to. Not because you did anything wrong, but because your dog might genuinely be struggling. The good news is that separation anxiety can be treated. With gradual training, patience, and sometimes help from a trainer or veterinarian, many dogs improve significantly. But recognizing the signs early is the first step. Now let's talk about what to do if the constant following starts to feel like too much. Because for some people, it's sweet. They love having their dog glued to their side all day, and that's perfectly fine. But for others, it can become overwhelming. Some dogs are constantly underfoot, which can even become a safety issue in busy homes. If you want to help your dog become a little more independent, there are a few things that really help. First, give them something to do. Puzzle feeders, stuffed Kongs, chew toys, anything that keeps their brain engaged. A busy dog is far less likely to follow you around out of boredom. Second, teach a real place behavior. Train your dog to go to a bed or mat and relax there. When they stay there calmly, reward them generously. Over time, that spot becomes a place they choose to relax instead of constantly trailing behind you. Finally, make sure they're getting enough exercise. A dog that gets proper physical activity and mental stimulation naturally spends more time resting. A tired dog is usually a calm dog. So when you put everything together, the reason your dog follows you everywhere is usually a combination of instinct, habit, comfort, and learned behavior. In most cases, it's completely normal. In fact, it's often a sign that your dog feels strongly bonded to you. But if the behavior becomes intense, especially if your dog struggles when you leave, it might be worth looking deeper into what's going on. Either way, one thing is clear. Your dog isn't following you because they're annoying, needy, or broken. They're following you because in their world, you are the center of everything. And honestly, that's kind of a big deal. And once you start understanding behaviors like this, you begin to notice many other strange things dogs do, things most owners completely misunderstand, like the real reason dogs stare at you while you're eating, and what they're actually trying to tell you when they do it. But that's a story for the next video.